welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we are going to talk about colon cancer. Don't run away. This is an important topic and one you need to pay attention to. My guest is from Langley Air Force Base, Dr. and Major Frances Jones. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are a gastroenterologist, did I say that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
So you do a lot of screenings and also care about people's intestinal. This is a hard thing to talk about for some people. You're not squeamish.
No, I am not squeamish. I am passionate about colon cancer awareness. And so when I came to the Virginia Beach, the Hampton area, I started a run called Get Your Rear in Gear. And
we might as well joke about it, right?
That's right. Get your rear in gear. Is your colon checked? And so this run is March 25th this year at Matteson Trail. Registration.
Oh, I love Matteson Trail.
Oh,
that's a great place to have it.
Beautiful trail. And you can register online through the Colon Cancer Coalition website. You just Google Get Your Rear in Gear Hampton and it will pop up. And the proceeds actually benefit the Hampton Roads area by helping people get their colon screened.
Okay, let's talk about colon cancer. There's not a lot you can do to prevent it. I mean, eating a healthier diet, having lots of fiber, there are things that maybe increase your chances of having a healthier life. So some of those are lifestyle factors, but a lot of it is you don't know that you have it. I mean, that's why screening is so crucial.
That's important. People will tell me, why do I have to get my colon screened? I don't have abdominal pain.
It's not a fun experience. Let's be honest. It's not the way you want to spend your day.
Most people tell me the prep's the worst part. Once they leave my office, they're like,
they're high
wow.
as a kite during the procedure.
Hopefully. I'm not just kidding.
They're very relaxed.
They're very relaxed. They are relaxed. And so it's difficult to sometimes get people into screen, but it's important to screen because 70% of people that have colon cancer do not have a relative that had colon cancer, do not have symptoms, aren't losing weight, don't have blood in their stool, don't have abdominal pain, and they think, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sure.
And then they come in and we find high-risk polyps, and the point is to prevent colon cancer. And we do a very good job if you get your rear in gear and get your colon checked.
Now, what age, and I think this is a little bit controversial. I heard something on the radio just yesterday about increased incidences of colon cancer in younger people. But currently, what are the guidance and what, for example, might my insurance cover? Because it's a very expensive procedure if you don't have coverage.
If you don't have coverage. So 50 years old is the recommended start of getting your colon screened by colonoscopy, unless you're African American, and we recommend you start at age 45.
Oh, I did not realize that alone was a
45.
risk factor.
Yes.
And if you have family incidences, you start
That changes everything. That if you have a first-degree family member or multiple second-degree family members, that will change your start. So you should talk to your provider about when you should start colon cancer screening. It will be earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is a personal interest of yours, obviously because of your profession, but you had a family situation as well.
Yes, my grandmother was diagnosed with colon cancer. Luckily, she had a fabulous gastroenterologist, and so it was caught early. And when you can catch colon cancer early, you can cure it. And she was able to have a curative resection, a surgery to remove the tumor.
Well, and that's good news for people. A lot of people, I think, are very nervous about even screenings because they're worried a cancer diagnosis means radiation, it means chemo, it means a very difficult treatment. And a lot of times for colon cancer, I mean, you got a lot of colon in there.
That's
and
right.
So
That's right.
If you catch it early and if it's limited, a surgical procedure can often take care of it, right?
A surgical procedure can often take care of it if caught early. And in addition to that, a lot of times we are preventing. The purpose is to prevent you from getting colon cancer.
So there's preconditions.
That's
what did
right.
you say, polyps?
Polyps, they're called polyps. And these polyps, over a period of time, develop into cancer. So the idea is when you come in to get screened, we catch these polyps before they're cancer. They remove them, and now we have prevented you from getting colon cancer.
And then once you know someone has that tendency, you're going to check them more frequently.
That's right. That
So
will
it
change
sets up
their
a
interval
program
screening.
of care.
That's right. That's right. Just like people get mammographies, they get their prostate checked, they have cervical cancer screening. This is a preventable disease if you get screened. Largely preventable, I would say.
Right. So why don't people do it? I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to make you say
Yeah,
it.
there are some barriers. One barrier is many people don't have insurance, and that is a huge barrier that will not cover the cost. And that's one thing with the race that we are trying to do is raise awareness, raise money to give this money back to the community to help people that don't have insurance get their colon screened if they have a positive fecal occult blood test. Other barriers are some people are afraid of the prep, of taking the prep to clean out their colon. Some people are just
And I will
nervous about
say,
procedures.
It used to be, I think, more difficult than it is. I mean, you used to
Right.
have to drink gallons of nasty stuff, and now you drink small quantities of nasty stuff. It's not so bad.
There are many different preparations out there on the market today. They're all designed to clean out your colon, so you
It's
will
still, yeah.
have to use the restroom. But it's more palatable than it was before.
And you do, I mean, you have to take a full day off work. It's not like a mammography where you go in, you're there for an hour, you're gone. You know,
Right.
you go back to work. It is a little more, it's a bigger procedure.
It is. The day that you're prepping, you can go to work.
Right.
You're usually
Right.
on a clear liquid diet, and then you prep that night and then prep the morning of. We split the dose, split dose prep. And then the day of the procedure, you will have to take that day off
And
of
someone
work.
will have to drive you.
That's right, unless you want to do it unsedated.
Yeah. No, you don't. I don't. Let's just vote no on that
That's
one if
just
you can. Okay, so let's talk then a little bit more about the race, because this is something you started. It happens, you have served in other places.
Right.
And it happened there. You brought it to Hampton.
That's right. So I work with an organization called Colon Cancer Coalition, and they have over 50 races nationwide. And I ran in one of these races in San Antonio, where I was a professor there for a period of time. So when I came to this local area, I wanted to get active in my community, and I saw that there was not a race here, which prompted me to start it. And then once I started it, I was like, well, how can I help the community and help people get screened? And so now I'm trying to partner with a local organization to grant this money to, so that people that don't have the money for colonoscopy can get screened.
And it's really nice for us in the community that you at Langley have reached out to, because your population has health care. You serve the military, they have health care, they're covered. They still have to make the choice to do it.
That's right, that's right. They have to make the choice to do it.
But, you know, reaching out to help other people, because Hampton Roads is a very high-risk place for colon cancer.
In fact, Hampton Roads is a hot spot, and it is not cool to be a hot spot when it comes to colon cancer rates.
Yeah.
We are 9% above the national average, according to American Cancer Society study that looked at rates from 2009 to 2011. So we have made improvements since then, but we're the third highest place, a hotbed, should you say, of colon cancer. So we really need to get people screened in this area. And that includes Newport News, Chesapeake, Suffolk, Isle of Wight, and many other little counties reaching down to North Carolina.
And do we know why? I mean, I know that minorities, particularly African Americans, have a higher rate. And obviously we have a larger African American population than a lot of localities. But that can't be it. Like, that's not enough, I don't think, to explain that.
Some of it is disparity in location. A lot of these are rural places.
So some of the Isle of Wight, North Carolina area.
That's right. Southampton area is more rural and do not have as much access to care. And then others are uninsured, and the uninsured population is large.
And, you know, truth is, even if you have insurance now, you may have grown up without insurance, or you may not have had coverage until you reached, you know, Medicare age or something. And so a lot of those folks have historically not gotten the preventative care.
That's right. And so education that this is something that you should have done is also part of it. because you don't know what you don't know.
Right. They used to go to the emergency room when they have something really bad, and the rest of the time they just weren't able to get care.
That's
a lot
right.
of people.
And instead of being active and preventing it.
Okay, I want to ask you, are we done talking about colon cancer? Is there a last reminder you want to issue? Because then I want to talk about you just a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's important to get screened. If you don't want to have a colonoscopy, there are some other tests that you could do. You could
That show indicators,
that
right?
show indicators. You could ask your primary care provider about fecal occult blood testing. This has to be done yearly, and it's, in my personal opinion, not as good as a colonoscopy, but at least it's something.
It's something. If you can't, because a colonoscopy,
That's
if
right.
you had to pay for it, most people couldn't afford to do that.
Right.
So it is a way to get some level of screening in.
That's right. It's a yearly test, so you would need to do it yearly, but at least it's a way to check to see if you had blood in your stool that you can't see, which might be an indicator of a lesion.
Yeah. And again, get screened. You had a family incident. I had an aunt who died of colon cancer. She did not. It got caught too late.
Right.
She had good treatment, but it was too far along, I think, by the time she caught it. So it is that screening point. Don't wait until you have symptoms.
Don't wait. 75% of people don't have a first-degree relative, don't have symptoms. It's everyone needs to get screened.
It's scary.
It is scary.
It is, as you say, it is one of the ones that we can prevent with screenings and treat if it gets that far along, but not too far along.
That's right. That's right. It could potentially be curable and mostly preventable.
Okay, now you have a great story.
Oh, goodness.
You grew up in Virginia Beach.
That's right. I'm a homegrown girl.
That's important, and you came back to Hampton Roads.
That's right.
But in between, tell us how you got to years and years of medical specialty and being a professor in San Antonio and then deciding to come back.
Well, I went to Bayside High School, so I was born and raised there. Born in actually Portsmouth Naval Hospital, and my parents were military as well.
Were they Navy though? Or?
My father is a Marine retired, and my mother was in the Navy.
Okay.
So went to Bayside High School, as I said, and then I joined the military young and served as an enlisted person. And I went to school at night. So I worked all day and then went to school all night and on weekends. And I was able, through the tuition assistance program, to get my undergraduate degree. Then I got out of the military and applied to medical school. And once I was accepted, I applied for a scholarship program and was accepted by the Air Force. So they paid my way through medical school, and then I paid them back. And now I'm done paying them back and still serving.
That's wonderful. And you chose to come back to Hampton Roads?
A position opened up at Langley, and I said, let's go home before I retire. So it'll be a nice transition for me when I retire in 2019. Hopefully I can find a practice in the community.
That would be great. We are glad to have
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Thank you. It's good
that
to be
you came
home.
back. And I'm glad you landed at Langley and in Hampton because, we appreciate that.
Yes. It's a well-kept secret, this area.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for your time.
And wait, I didn't ask how far the run is. I'm not really a runner, but I
Sure.
love that trail. It's about
three
Okay.
miles.
Okay.
And the most people that come are actually walkers as well. So we have
Good.
a large running contingency and a large
And you
walkers.
kind of let them go first and get ahead, and then
We
the
let the
slow
runners
folks.
go, and then people just enjoy their day. We have Hampton University Pre-Med Society coming out, and they do the water stop for us, and they cheer on the runners. We have a DJ out there with music. We have several sponsors of the event that will be out there, to include Planet Fitness, Riverside, just to name a few. So it's going to be a great event.
And it's good too. It raises money, which probably is the big purpose. But the other one is the awareness, the
That's right.
acceptance,
That's right.
yes, I am going to get screened. I'm not going to put it off kind of attitude. It helps reinforce
That's right.
that.
And patient first too, just to mention them too. But it's also touching because colon cancer survivors come out, their families come out, people that have been touched by colon cancer who have had family members such as yourself, they come out. So it's a great way to raise awareness and just to celebrate also your loved one's life or your personal journey.
Personal journey.
That's right. So that's why we have a lot of walkers, because it's not just about a day of exercise. It's a day of community and your family.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you've learned a lot about colon cancer. I hope this is motivating you to get screened. Talk to your primary care physician, figure out what age is right for you, but certainly no later than 50. It is not as scary as you may have heard, and it is potentially a life-saving thing. We need to reduce our rates here in Hampton Roads. We need more people to be healthy and survive this disease. So please go and get screened. Thank you for watching.